Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Cosmic Circus review. My name is Vin. With me today is Cam.
Hi, I'm ready. I'm back again. Can't
Back
get rid of
again.
me. Can't get rid of me.
And we are here today to talk about Fantastic Four First Steps. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, support us on Patreon. Just a few dollars a month helps support the channel, helps support the work we're doing here, and you'll receive exclusive access to our Discord server, mailbag access to ask us questions, and early access to super cool, fantastic content.
Get it? Because it's fantastic. That's going to
Right.
be said a lot in this video, I can already tell.
Yes, it is. It is the title of the movie. So we have the Fantastic Four, First
Yes.
Steps, 2025, directed by Matt Shakman, screenplay story by Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, Ian Springer, Catwood, starring Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, Joseph Quinn, Ralph Ineson as Galactus. Music by Michael Giacchino. Okay, Cam,
Yeah.
what do you think about Matt Shakman?
Well, obviously, WandaVision, probably one of the best sort
Mhm.
of Disney. Like, even though it was the first, it is still the best, in my opinion. Like, one of the
Yeah,
best Disney
yeah,
Plus
it's good.
shows.
It's good.
So I can so understand why, because I think originally it was John Watts was going to do Fantastic Four before he sort of
Spider-Man.
left it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it, like, who knows what that could have been like, but I think Matt Shakman was definitely the best choice for this film, just because of his like unique style and like giving
Mhm.
us this 60s retro futurism world. I think that's the best place they could have set this film in.
Yeah, and you can feel it in the movie. There's so much of that 60s style,
Yeah.
but then it also cuts to very modern spectacle because Shakman also did Game of Thrones. So,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's why I think he's such a great director, such a great choice for something like this because he can balance both really well. He's very talented. What is your history with the Fantastic Four?
My history is I haven't read too much of the comics. I do have some of the comics. I have read
Mhm,
a little bit of them when they've shown up in like other Avengers titles and stuff
mhm,
like that. Obviously, I watched the two films when I was younger, like the Fantastic Four and then Rise of Silver Surfer. So I
mhm.
had that. Also had the Lego game, which I think is one of my other favorite adaptations of
Very good.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. You
With
like the Lego games.
I really do
I see.
like the Lego. If you
Good.
can't tell, I mean,
Good.
there's like Lego on these shelves, but yeah. So obviously loved when Mr. Fantastic just turned into a million and one shapes. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but otherwise, like don't
Did
know.
you
Like I know the broad strokes, but not the
yeah.
deep history. So
Did you watch the 2015 movie?
once years ago and never again.
Oh. I still to
And
this day I've never seen it.
no,
I've
you're
never
not missing. You're not missing a thing. There is like no redeemable qualities about it at all. So
which is a shame. I've read a bunch of Fantastic Four like through the ages. I think we did a whole video with Vic about our favorite Fantastic Four comics, and I think for me that kind of shaped how I came into this movie because I think maybe my expectations were too high
yeah,
because I was thinking about like wow it's Marvel finally doing Fantastic Four, they're gonna do it right, and then I thought about all my favorite things from the comics, and I'm gonna like we're gonna see this and this and this and this and this. And this movie is kind of just like your basic baby's first Fantastic Four. It's kind of
yeah. I
like
mean, it is
introduction.
called First Steps, so
Yeah. Um, Overall, I think I would say I liked the movie, but I think I was a little bit disappointed with it.
Okay. Yeah.
What is your
I
reaction to it?
think as someone who's a bit less of like a, I thought it was just really nice to get an actual good Fantastic Four
Good.
movie and group. Like I really enjoyed the group as a whole. Like
Yeah.
thought the characterization for everyone was like, top notch,
Mhm.
and that kind of thing. And like it was just nice to get Galactus done properly in like a film,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
really
Yeah.
enjoyed that aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I can see why people would think that, because it does tread lightly on like Fantastic Four lore. Like it's just like here they are, it might be similar to like Rise of the Silver Surfer kind of thing, but we want to do it right, and then in future films, if they get any, we can delve in deeper. So I hope
And
that's the case.
I think maybe it's a comparison to something like Doctor Strange, where if they're like, okay, here's the character, here's a little adventure with them,
Yeah,
but now the most important thing is we've set them up for Avengers
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Because like Doctor Strange, it's a decent movie, it's good, but it's very self-contained in his own little
yeah,
bubble,
yeah,
right? I think Guardians is like that. Ant-Man was like that a little bit too. Like they give you like this little introduction where they're like their own hero, and then they're like, okay, now jump into the universe.
yeah.
Now, how would you explain the story of this to someone who hasn't seen the movie? Just generally, what is this about?
So it's basically there's a group of superheroes. You've got Mr. Fantastic, you've got Invisible Woman, you've got the Thing, you've got Johnny Storm. It's set 4 years after they get their powers. And then Sue, like, it starts with Sue expecting a baby, which is something that, you know, none of the other films have done yet, which is really good. And then it's sort of, you know, then it's like an anniversary of their fourth anniversary of being superheroes, so you get to see everything they've done for the world. Like, I really like they set it on a different Earth, so it's like they're the only superheroes, and they've basically done world peace. Like, no one's fighting, you know, apart from Doom doing whatever he's like, not appearing, doing whatever
we don't even know what he's
to.
doing. Yeah.
And then, so everything goes really well for them, and then all of a sudden, you know, meteors out of the sky, you know, Silver Surfer appears, but this time it's a woman. And she, like, basically marks the Earth for death by the hands of Galactus. So the Fantastic Four are like, oh my god, what the hell are we going to do? Let's go out there and talk to him. So they basically go to where he's, you know, predicted to be, eating this big planet. You know, they get invited aboard because Galactus is very interested in the baby in Sue Storm's tummy. I forgot the word for
Womb?
tummy then.
Womb?
That's it, yeah. So they go and speak to Galactus. He is absolutely massive. Like, I'm gonna go see it again in IMAX, so I can't wait to see, like, how big he really is then. But obviously Galactus says, give me your child and I'll spare the Earth. The Fantastic Four say no, so he, like, makes it go faster that she gets the, I can't speak when it comes to babies, makes it go faster so the baby starts to arrive. Basically,
accelerates the fetal development.
That's it. Yeah, I'm not the science. I'm not Mr. Fantastic in this adventure. But so they basically end up having to escape his ship and escape away from the Silver Surfer in, like, probably one of the best Marvel scenes we've had.
Amazing!
Like,
the whole
so
space,
good.
That whole space thing is, for me, that's like the number one reason to go see this and go see it in IMAX 3D.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, you will, like, it's basically like Interstellar, but Marvel. Like, can't beat it. So they do all that. They manage to get there. You know, they come back. They tell people that, oh, we haven't stopped Galactus because he wanted our child. And then suddenly, all of a sudden, Fantastic Four are like pariahs. Like, they're hated by everyone. They're like, you know, give that damn baby over to that evil man. And then, so basically, like, Mr. Fantastic spends quite a lot of the film stumped. He's just like, how am I going to defeat this force of the universe that's older than the universe, that's like all of this? Until, you know, Sue goes out there into the crowd. She's like, we're not going to give up the baby, but we're not going to let Earth be destroyed either. So then Mr. Fantastic gets the idea to move the Earth from Galactus, which I thought was so amazingly comic booky. Like, you can only get away with that, like, now in the MCU. I feel like if it was to come out, like, back when Iron Man came out, they would not have gone anything like that. It would have just been like, oh, here's Galactus, let's just beat him up. So they try that. That doesn't work because Silver Surfer destroys half of the teleportation things. There's one left in New York because Johnny goes and talks to her, and we find out about her history and, like, her very sad story, being forced to do all this so her planet could live. And then they end up with an idea to just move Galactus instead of moving the Earth. And then there's a big, nice Galactus scene in New York where you get to see him towering around like Godzilla. I feel like there's a few issues with the sizing. I was like, he's definitely bigger in some scenes than he is in others, but
I think the idea is that he can, like, adjust his size, but then I just don't understand, why wouldn't he just, like, turn really big and just
squish everyone, you know, and then pick the baby up. But and then spends carrying the baby, and then Susan Storm has her, like, mother moment. You know, Matt Shakman loves it when, you know, he can get this, you know, really powerful character in the spotlight and really show off how powerful they are. No nosebleeds either, which I really enjoyed. Don't need any of that.
Don't need it.
Like, she can lift the London Eye up. No, you know, no hassle.
But she does. She does kind of. I mean, we don't need to get into spoilers, but she does kind of, like, you know, there's a whole thing there.
I mean, you know, she has just held back like an unstoppable force. But
overall, I think for me, like I said, the biggest takeaway was Galactus. That's the number one absolute the thing I love the most about this movie. I've seen it twice already. We went in 2D, then we went to get an IMAX 3D, and I genuinely think the 3D makes this movie better, which you can't say about many movies. But somehow there's things they do. For example, there's a part where, like, there's news clips that are appearing, and in 2D it's just news clips. And 3D, like, the news clips actually appear like this.
Oh my god! I mean, it's like.
It adds a whole new element to the movie, and of course the Galactus scenes in IMAX are just amazing. So it actually added to my experience, because, like, when I first saw it in 2D, I was like, all right, it's then I saw it in 3D, and I'm like, like, I still have my same, like, problems, which we'll get into. But genuinely, I don't remember the last time besides Avatar. Like the 3D and the IMAX adds so much to this.
Yeah, I
So
was going to
I
say, like,
definitely
it only
recommend that.
seems
Yeah.
like Avatar's the only film that ever does good 3D now, but it's nice to know that they're still keeping up with it.
There's also a movie called Valerian, like 10 years ago.
Yes, I have
And
seen that.
that
Not in 3D, but I've seen it. Yeah.
is a different movie in 3D.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
different movie. That the 3D in that is probably the greatest, the worst movie with the best 3D I've
Yeah.
ever seen. I
Yeah.
saw it twice just for the 3D. And so I think what they're doing here, sometimes it made me think of Valerian, which is a very high compliment. It sounds strange, but it's a high compliment. The production design was great, the art direction, the space sequences, Galactus. Also, there's lots of little Easter eggs and stuff throughout the movie. Those were the things I liked the most. I was very frustrated. I was with the movie until about halfway. Like I thought the first half is like it goes quickly, but it's fine. Then he gets this idea that we're gonna create these like teleportation things all over the world, and somehow they've achieved world peace, and everyone just goes along with it. And he's like, everyone, I need you to turn off all your technology at this time. Everyone does it, and like everyone's just 100% world unity. I'm like, oh,
This is why it's a different. Like, I think when they come to this Earth in Doomsday, they're going to be like, "What the hell is going on here?" Like, everyone's fighting over minerals. There's like, none of the Avengers really get on with each other. Like most of the time, like they're going to be like, "We want to go back," and I hope they do
yeah.
in a way.
Watching this the second time, I realized that some of these things, I feel like Reed makes some dumb plans. Not just
Yeah,
once, but I think a couple dumb plans. But I think part of the intention is that they're so out of their depth.
yeah,
They've never faced someone like Galactus before. They have no idea how to wrap their heads around this problem.
yeah. Because
Even with a super
yeah,
stretching, he still can't wrap
yeah,
his hands around the problem. And so I appreciated that more the second time, realizing he is making dumb plans because these are the best plans that he can come up with.
yeah.
He's
Because
never had to. Yeah.
I enjoyed in the film that they did basically make him like very autistic in like a way. So like he like in the film there's a scene where he says, I have these bad ideas that come into my head so that I can make sure they don't happen, which I really appreciated because autistic people do sort of suffer with that quite a bit, where they get all these bad ideas and they don't know how to like vent them. So I enjoyed that, and that's where it comes, when he gets all the ideas about the baby and everything, and like he shouldn't think that, but then it could be the only way to sort of save the Earth. So I did enjoy that they did that to Reed, to like give him more of like a character instead of just being sort of another Tony Stark or another Hank Pym kind of
Definitely,
figure.
because he is so different from them. And like when he comes back, and they're like, "How did you stop Galactus?" And he says, "We didn't. He wanted our baby. We wouldn't give him our baby." And like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
Don't tell them that.
yeah.
But it's an interesting because we've never quite seen Pedro exactly like this.
Yeah.
I think, and I think it's a slightly different take on Reed, but it's understandable. I think. I don't know. I feel like maybe my expectations were a little too high. Like for Mr. Fantastic again, I expected to see more weird stretching things. He mostly just stretches his arms.
I wanted more like random shapes or like,
Right.
something like that. Like
Yeah, because
really
you're coming
making
from the Lego world,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like not saying he could turn into a teapot, but it would have been nice if he was like, could have had like his eye out like a telescope, or just make it
You've
a bit
seen the
more
comic
creepy.
panels.
Like
You've seen the comic panels.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Like I love that when they get so creative with their powers like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
I mean there's one scene with Sue where she has the baby and she uses the
Yeah,
X-ray
and
powers on the baby.
show the woo like that.
Stunning.
I was like,
Yeah.
never been, needed more of that, and I really like what they did with Johnny, where he can like be half on fire or like not, like it's not just all of him or not. Yeah.
So I would have liked a little bit more creativity with Reed.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Focus so much more on his big brain.
Yeah.
And his struggles as a human, where like he gets into a real fight with Sue, which is nice because like you understand what does he say? He says it's mathematical, it's ethical, it's available to give up the baby.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
It's his baby, you know? I don't know. I'm still very mixed on the movie, I think. I felt like kind of removed from it, like emotionally removed. I never felt like I really like locked on and I was like invested in it. And I watched it with Vic from our website, and Vic, 5 out of 5. He was like into it the whole time. We saw it twice. And the first time I was just like, are we watching the same movie? Like I appreciate what's on the screen, but I didn't feel a connection to the characters. I didn't feel strong character arcs. I didn't feel how did you come on this?
I definitely felt there could have been more from some of the characters in the movie. Like, I really enjoyed the stuff with Ben, where he's like in his local neighborhood and like he's chatting with Natasha Lyonne's character. I forget what she's called. Is it Rachel or something like that?
I think so. She's a new character.
So I really enjoyed that bit. I wish they'd done a bit more with like Ben and that whole side of it. But I did enjoy, like, I enjoyed what they did with Johnny. I thought he was like, wasn't just sort of like the Chris Evans womanizer, like only interested in like, you know, obviously he was the womanizer, but like I enjoyed that they sort of gave him a bit of like a brain, like, you know, with the language thing and that kind of thing, just because, you know, he is an astronaut, like he's going to be scientifically like trained, like it shouldn't be like he's just a hothead kind of thing. And obviously I think definitely a lot of people have said that Sue was the sort of main character in the movie, which I do agree with, because everything sort of revolved around her and Franklin in a way. So I was like emotional by the end for the characters, but I think just with that montage we should have been shown a bit more of like their sort of human sides, kind of, in a way, like see a bit more of them before the powers, just so we can see them all together.
Yeah, because we see almost nothing of Ben as a human, right? For example, I feel like this movie is under 2 hours, right? I feel like it was like heavily cut down in the edit, and I don't, just watching this movie, I don't understand why, because I feel like it really needed more time to breathe.
Like,
and
if you've got Matt Shakman and he's done WandaVision, like, you're gonna give him longer to give us a really, you know, like, because that's how he works best, when he gives you long form sort of entertainment,
ideally, right? And I feel like there must have been some like nice scenes that they just cut, like from the montage, for example. We know John Malkovich was cut, right? And so I would have liked a little bit more of like the space between things, like let it breathe a little bit more. And I wonder what their motivation was for cutting it. This is one of the shortest MCU movies.
I imagine they just wanted short and snappy, like, here's Fantastic Four, you know, people like these bits that we've done the most, so let's just keep, like, something like that. But then, you know, I think it suffers with the same as Superman, where they cut out the wrong kind of scenes in a way.
What did you like better?
I can't decide yet. This is why I need to see it a second time. Like, I can't. I think I prefer some bits to Superman, but then I really like some bits in Fantastic Four a bit more. Like, it's like, I don't know where to place them on the hierarchy.
That's probably the best outcome, because now you have two movies that you like. Right? And it's not like, oh, one's better than the other, but you're like, I got two movies that I'm happy with. Very much so. For me and Vic, it was really funny, because I like Superman much more, like significantly more. He liked Fantastic Four significantly more. But it's not like I'm right, you're wrong. But it's like, I respect you for having a different opinion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we can both celebrate something.
Like, there's good bits that you like in both. So
I just think for Superman, there's a lot of parallels, which is weird.
I thought so. Like, you know, you've got the whole black hole thing. You've got the whole sort of just throwing you into them action scene. You know, you've got
kind of an alternate universe.
And
Superman, I think there was something about that felt like it had some fresh energy, and it was like one person's point of view. And I don't know. I feel like if I didn't have expectations from the comics, and if I hadn't seen Superman, maybe I would be more open to this. But on the second time, it was definitely much better. But because like going into this movie the first time, I was expecting Council of Reeds. You know, and I was expecting some weird like stretching stuff with Mr. Fantastic. Like, I think I was already thinking about Fantastic Four 2. I don't think I was quite ready for. No, let's introduce the pieces.
I was going to say, I think they just wanted a good Fantastic Four solid base before they like make things get weirder, so hopefully that's where they'll go.
Do you have any theories or speculation for these characters in the future? Like, is there something you want to see?
I mean, I would love to see sort of like other Fantastic Four villains. I mean, like, we've got the Skrulls in the MCU. Like, I know in a weird way Super Skrull's been kind of done in Secret Invasion, but like, I would like to see a proper Fantastic Four one where they've got like the one arm and all of that. Like, I think that would be very good. But like, you've just got this, like, whether or not they end up in the MCU for good, like in that Earth, or whether they end up going back, because I don't want to see the end of like the nice 60s Earth 828 kind of thing. Like, I really enjoyed it there. Like,
I feel like I thought Galactus was going to eat the Earth at the end of this movie.
I thought that's why, you know, at the end of Thunderbolts, when like, I thought, but obviously with the other credit scene we get in Fantastic Four, kind of piece things together about where they want to take.
But you know, with like Secret Wars, the idea is like everything will condense into one Earth, one timeline. So somebody's got to go. But I think that the point of this was like to create stakes, that when these Earths are being destroyed, you can feel something when they're being destroyed. I think Crisis did something similar on Arrowverse. Right. I would like to see, this is a little strange, it happened in Secret Wars in the 80s, the original Secret Wars comic, the Thing stays in space, and She-Hulk joins the team.
Yes, I would also like,
And
yeah, because you've
I
got
think that'd be
Spider-Man,
kind of
you've
cool.
got She-Hulk, like they're both on it at some point,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that would be amazing to see.
Oh, and of course Spider-Man, because
Yeah,
Peter Parker and Johnny Storm are like best friends in the
yeah, we
comics.
like we need that, like
Yeah,
at least,
I
yeah.
think I don't know how old Joseph Quinn is, but I think Tom Holland is
I
now
think
old
he's
enough where I
like
think
35 or something, so that'd still be
a
like
little bit
5 years.
a little
Yeah,
bit older, but I think he and Tom Holland could get along pretty well.
yeah,
I'd like to
absolutely,
see
yeah,
that. Like, it's so exciting that now we have the Fantastic Four because there's such a central part of Marvel
yeah,
history,
yeah,
Marvel comics, and they have these connections to everybody, and now we can actually do it. Like, imagine we can actually get. I don't know if I want Illuminati, but we can get something like I don't know. There's Jonathan Hickman's run where he creates like the heads of every like major organization all working together for
yeah,
better or
yeah,
worse.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I feel like now like the MCU is kind of complete because we have X-Men on the way, we have Fantastic Four, we have the Avengers, we have like Eternals, even like we're
yeah,
checking almost all the boxes. Midnight Suns.
yeah.
Once we have
Like
the Midnight Suns,
yeah.
then we're done.
Like now we've got all the pieces. We just need the teams now.
Yeah. One last thing before we go. Feige did an interview recently where he said post Secret Wars, they might be recasting Tony and Steve and characters like that. How do you feel?
I would be ready. Well, we need to see how Secret Wars sort of is and ends, I think, before we get
Okay.
too excited. But obviously, because I mean, otherwise, because it's basically, if we don't recast, you're just going to have the X-Men with no one to interact with because they're all like dead or old. So it's basically just going to be like the Fox films anyway. So I think we definitely need like younger sort of Tony and Captain America, that kind of thing. So I definitely think they could like adapt like some of the newer stuff that they've done in some of the comics,
Mhm.
to bring like Tony and Steve sort of maybe a bit younger in age or something like that. And it's like, it could be that it ends up with like we get rid of Scott Lang and we get a younger Hank Pym again or something to like give Ant-Man like something new, maybe
Wow.
something like that.
Mhm.
But it would just, yeah. I mean, I would be excited to see what they do with it all, and like, because I don't think they'll ever reboot the MCU like fully. It'll just be
Mhm.
this is where you can end it and then start again from here. So that would be nice to see.
You have a good point. And that happens in comics all the time
Yeah,
where like this character like goes crazy. So then eventually they like retcon and they bring in the same character from a
yeah,
different universe and then like
yeah,
pretend that never happened.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Like, because like
Huh.
especially now we've got like the younger like T'Challa as they've done it. So
Mhm.
obviously they can leave that to age him up. So there can be another T'Challa after Shuri's done being the Black Panther kind of thing.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this?
I can't think. I mean, did we want to talk a bit about the post-credit scene, or are we just
Oh
gonna?
my God.
Yeah, are we just gonna pretend it doesn't exist? I
I
don't know
just
what people's opinions
yeah.
on it are, but
Okay. Okay. So what did you think?
I mean, I just thought like, why? In a way, like I
Why? Uh-huh.
understand why it's there because it's
Mhm.
quite clear that Doom wants Franklin for
Yeah.
Secret Wars and like the Battle
Uh-huh.
World and all that. But I just
Uh-huh.
thought like, like they didn't exactly like have him like it could have been like Hello Susan or something like that, just so we got a bit. But
As
you
a
just get
voice.
him with like his mask and it's kind of like, what are they doing, kind of thing. Like,
It's
but
just like we said, like Fantastic Four is just saying these are the Fantastic Four. Now they're
yeah,
saying this is Doctor Doom.
yeah.
The bad guy is coming.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
it just makes me sad that the Fantastic Four won't get a proper Doctor Doom now because they have to deal with Robert Downey Jr. instead. But
So
it
I
could
was
be something
thinking,
for the future. But
and over the span of this movie, we actually crossed 9 years,
yeah,
right? Because it's 4 years, then 1 year of the movie, and then 4 years
yeah,
later. So I'm wondering, in these 9 years, we know Latveria exists.
yeah,
Have they already faced Doctor Doom before?
yeah. I mean, that's what it would have been
Yeah.
nice to know. Like, because
Mhm.
it could, someone I think on Twitter that I
Mhm.
saw like had a theory that it could be that the Doctor Doom is the one from
Mhm.
this Earth. So like, it would be nice if that was a case and they know each other, kind of thing. And it's like, then you can have like Mr. Fantastic and Doom like have a bit of a conversation before something happens that they need to go to like the main MCU to deal with.
Yeah.
So I could get on board with it if that was the case. Like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom, but he's from Earth 828, so it's kind of a bit like less.
Mhm. I
Just
think
like,
that would be interesting if they say like Tony Stark became Doctor Doom on this
yeah,
universe somehow.
yeah,
What a strange twist, but
yeah,
why not? I personally, well, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about RDJ as Doom
yeah,
because if he's Victor Von Doom as Doom, okay, that's fine. But why is it the same
yeah,
face? And if he's Tony Stark as Doom, okay, but I feel like you have a lot of weird
Yeah, you could
But
have
that's
just
kind of
done.
what the multiverse is
They
about. But
could have
that's
just done Infamous Iron Man then, kind of thing, instead of like, yeah,
and it's also interesting. I don't know how much you know, but the Fantastic Four have a second kid named Valeria,
yeah, I know about
and
that. Yeah,
Valeria is the one who has a really close connection with Doom.
yeah,
And I was like, I don't really know what kind of relationship Franklin has with Doom.
yeah,
Like that post credit scene, like I was like, when have they? What have they? What is this? What is this? So now
yeah,
I want to like dive into the comics and look a little bit deeper. See
yeah,
Franklin
yeah.
and Doom, like what is their interaction like, and to get an idea of what we can expect for Doomsday. I hope it's good. I just
Yeah,
hope it's good.
I really hope so. Like they've done so much changing and chopping to get to this point, so it's like, please make it work now. That's all
Yeah,
you can ask for, I think.
just
But
just land the plane. Like it's been a
yeah,
really
yeah,
rocky ride to get here. Just land the plane, breathe, new universe, and
yeah,
we'll be hopefully
exactly. And
yeah.
that's kind of where they just get it out, get it
Yeah.
made, and then
And
we
to be
can
honest,
focus on.
there's another interesting parallel to DC because this new DC universe is a fresh universe
Yeah,
with some random things carried over from the old
yeah,
universe.
yeah. I
And I
mean,
think after Secret Wars, we'll have something like that. We'll have a
yeah,
fresh universe with some things carried
yeah,
over.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how they both sort of differentiate in kind
Yeah.
of a way. But
But it's cool to be in a time, again, where it's Marvel and DC, and they're both doing pretty good.
yeah,
Because we haven't had this.
for a
I
long,
want to
long
say,
time.
well, I guess 2017 was okay.
Yeah,
Because
we
we
had
had Wonder
Wonder
Woman,
Woman, we had Thor,
Thor,
Guardians
Spider-Man,
2.
Guardians 2.
Yeah,
2017 was okay. And then
yeah,
before that, you go back to like 2008, Iron
yeah,
Man and Dark Knight.
yeah, yeah.
So it's nice that we can kind of celebrate victories on both sides now. Uh, any other thoughts on this?
I think I was covered everything we need
Yeah,
to. I
covered
can't think
everything.
there was
Yeah.
anything else that I had.
I think overall, I'm still mixed on it. I think it's good. I don't think it's like the best MCU movie ever,
No, no,
but
I definitely agree there.
I think I'm still a little bit disappointed. Overall, I think it's decent enough. I think it's
Yeah,
good enough to do its
yeah,
job. I really hope the next one they really like make it a little sillier. They make it a little
yeah.
more engaging. Like the scene with Mole Man, for me, that's like the
Loved
whole
Mole
movie.
Man.
Like they can breathe because the whole
Yeah,
movie they all feel very stiff and
yeah,
serious.
yeah,
And when Mole Man was there, and he's like, "Come on, spread on the butter,"
yeah.
and
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 he's
like
like laying
and he
into everyone. Like I thought that
every line
brought.
he says is so funny,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
Like
felt like
we
all
need
the
more Mole Man, basically. So
yeah, I felt like every actor was just able to relax in their
yeah,
characters a little bit
yeah,
around him, and I think the movie just is not relaxed, and that might have
yeah.
been part of my issue. So I hope they can figure this out for Doomsday and whatever is coming next. Yeah, okay,
But yeah,
Fantastic Four, we did it.
fantastic. That's my opinion.
Yeah, so. Not bad though, not bad,
Yeah,
but just
not bad.
I think the first time I watched it, I think I would give it a 3 out of 5. Second time, I think maybe 3.5 out of 5. So I'm almost to that Fantastic 4 out of 5.
Yeah, almost. We'll
Almost.
get you there.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed our discussion, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Are you excited for more Fantastic Four? Let us know in the comments. I'm Vin. You can find me on Blue Sky at Vin Writes Words.
I'm Cam. You can find me on Twitter at Cam and Film.
Be sure to follow thecosmiccircus.com on Blue Sky and at My Cosmic Circus, where you can find more reviews, articles, editorials, and opinions like the ones you just watched. Thanks everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
And thank you to our Patreon. Woo! And special thanks to our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see even more videos and extended content, please subscribe at the link in the description.
Thank you.